Alright, I'm on the second lab for hydraulics and pneumatics. And what we're doing for this lab is we are trying to figure out the pressure and how it affects the whole system and all that good stuff. So right now I'm going to be working with the hydraulic side. And we have to say what we think is going to happen. So when I turn on that pump, all the pressure is just going to be stopped by this right here. And then that will control the whole system for which way it's going. So control these two cylinders, make it go in or out. And we place this little pressure, kind of like a force gauge, on the other cylinder to see how much is pushing out. So yeah, so when it goes into this, it's going to stall a little bit, because I think that when the whole system isn't like exerting its full amount of force, that it just stalls. And then once these get to their maximum potential, then all the pressure just rises really quickly, because oil cannot, condense. So let's start this whole system up. So when I push this lever, these are gonna move. But let's mess with this one right here. Let's move this. Oh, hold on. If I'm strong enough, I can move it. There we go. So what this does is basically controlling the flow of this. So move this all the way to the left. There we go, all the way to the left. And move this all the way to that one's already to the right. So when I do this, notice how that doesn't move, but this is exerting a lot of force. Almost, I think it says 500 force pounds. If you observe right there. So when I do the opposite way around, with turning this all the way to the left and turning this one all the way to the right, it kind of switches. So this one goes, and this one just stays put. So if I turn both of these all the way to the left, I'm just put it right there because I'm afraid of it just shooting out. Put this to the left. Kind of see it just both goes. Not really at the same time. I'm pretty sure that most of the pressure is going down here. That's why. And then once this finishes, all the pressure transfers into this cylinder. So they're not equally as open and closed. So that's why I think that they don't open at the same time. And as you see how all the system pressure just goes right into that one once this one's finished. And that's how I think and observe how this hydraulic system works. It's a pretty unique system. I'll be observing and analyzing the pneumatic side pretty soon. Alright, so I'm on the pneumatic part of this lab. So what I think this system is going to do when I adjust this pressure, if I adjust this pressure to, let's say, 120, the force of this whole system will go tremendously up. So you're obviously going to read a lot more force pounds. You're obviously going to read a lot more pressure here. And then this is probably going to go out faster. This is probably going to suck harder. And this is going to spin a lot quicker, like super quick. And this ball will just raise to the roof. And if I turn this all the way down to, let's say, 40 on the pressure gauge, I doubt this motor would even spin at that. All this would just be dramatically, all this will be a lot. All this would be greatly decreased in the amount of power it's going to display. So let's just get right into it. So I set it at almost 90 or set. No, that's 90, yeah. And let's just turn on. Let's turn on this one. So we can see that it's reading about 70 force-pounds and reading the same amount of pressure is on the main control valve. So that's pretty good. Let's turn this off. So for this one's just gonna go back and forth to find out the amount of pressure building up into the cylinder. I think it would be kind of the same as this one right here, because this one has the pressure. It looks like the same cylinder. So turn that one off. So when I turn this one on, so right now the motor is just spinning. Ball is at 100. That just reduce or increase the flow, I should say, by turning this screw. And let's see if we can make it go. As you can see, I was controlling the motor speed by reducing its flow or increasing it by the flow controller. And the last part is this one. So let's just, right now it's not sucking at all. Oh, there you go. There you go. So what's happening here is that this is creating a vacuum, and this is just doing its job. Oh, it can stick a little bit. So let's just turn most of these things on and see what happens. So turn that one on, turn this one on, turn that one on. So you notice that the force pounds didn't really change from originally what it is. It keeps the pressure. You can see on the pressure gauge though, it's receiving a lot less pressure. It's receiving at 80 instead of almost to 90. Alright. You see, once I turned on that motor, then this went even below 80. And once I push this button to extend this cylinder, it goes even more down. So, and that was with this off too. So with more pressure, it would be able to spin this motor faster, move this faster, read more force pounds, read more pressure on this gauge, and do